I was really excited about the pregnancy talk. I'm not necessarily in that stage of my life, but it's always good to be prepared for when that stage arrives.
Things to focus on, and I don't think I can mention it enough, is planning the pregnancy long before the first trimester. So we'll get to that a little bit more, but you definitely want to have your glucose under control as best possible before you get pregnant. There's a little bit of controversy over exercise during pregnancy for type 1 diabetes. It's recommended if you're active and exercising, continue that on during pregnancy. If you're really deconditioned, it's not the time to get in shape. A lot of diabetics are at increased risk for congenital anomalies, for problems with the baby that in its development. The reason for this is that high blood sugar can actually act as like what we call a teratogen. It can be something that can cause malformations in the baby. Pregnancy, just baseline, is an insulin-resistant state, so your insulin requirements are going to go up and increase. And so that's something that your doctor has to work very, very closely with you on to make sure that it stays steady. Somebody that's really well controlled before they're pregnant, all of a sudden they say, what happened? And things are changing, and your insulin dose is going to go out of control. You're not going to expect it. The other thing is a fetal echo. That's where we look really closely at the baby's heart for any kind of heart defects. Every diabetic woman should have one of those during their pregnancy. So make sure that your doctor tells you need to look at the baby's heart because of the risk of heart defects. And some of those are things you would want to plan for if it's a delivery and have a specific pediatrician available at delivery. If your glucose is not well controlled, because it's related to high levels of glucose in the baby, it has to do with elevated levels of insulin and an insulin growth factor that occurs in the baby, but can cause it to have what we call macrosomia, or very large infants. They get very big around the belly, and they get a little fun. They're really cute. They get little chubby cheeks, but nobody wants to have a 10-pound baby. Then we will offer a primary C-section basically because of this risk of shoulder dystocia. Shoulder dystocia is actually where the baby's head is a little bit smaller than the shoulders and the belly, and the baby can get stuck, and it requires a lot of extra maneuvers to get the baby out.
Being pregnant is it's an interesting endeavor on its own, but everybody thinks that a diabetic pregnancy has to be hard, and it's a lot of work, but pregnancy itself is a lot of work. And the only difference is that I've got a few extra blood sugars to check a day, but my baby is not large because of my diabetes. We're in the 40th percentile. I haven't had any other complications. I've got a perfectly formed, as far as I know, little one growing.